This week on the Stampede, a look at the SMU first line of defense, the D-line.
You know, it's not your choir boy type position.
How one coach changed the lives of so many SMU players.
I would sit in his office and learn a lot of life lessons. Just about, how to go about life, how to be successful in life.
And the Mustangs storm into battle against Navy and their triple option offensive attack.
Win on three! 1, 2, 3, win!
Welcome, your SMU Mustangs!
The Stampede continued last week at Ford Stadium.
40 to the 30, and he goes left at the 25 and hurdles a man down to the 23-yard line, and Zach Line busting off a big one for 29 yards and an SMU first down.
The SMU Mustangs rebounded from two successive setbacks with a dominating 45-24 victory over Tulane.
6 wins, bowl eligible. It was definitely awesome for everybody. It was homecoming. It was a big win for us.
The offense returned to the end zone in a big way, scoring 6 touchdowns. J.J. McDermott had 322 yards passing and 3 TD strikes. And Zach Line opened up the running game for 143 yards on 25 carries.
Zach Line on the carry.
Line's performance put him over 1,000 yards for the season and has made him the conference leader in scoring with over 11 points a game and rushing with over 121 yards a game. Just 2 more touchdowns and Line will tie Eric Dickerson's school record of 19 touchdowns. But with the attention turned to an invigorated offense, the defense also continued to stand out. Taylor Thompson had his second sack for a fumble in as many weeks.
They're able to pick up the blitz now. He's going to be hit. He fumbles the football. It was Thompson who knocked it out, and it's Frazier who has the ball at the 45-yard line of SMU.
Good job, defense!
Taylor Thompson on the hit, and Marquise Frazier on the recovery.
Ja'Garrett Davis also assaulted Tulane's backfield, recording 2 sacks, as did a new face in the defense, Stephon Sanders.
Sack for a loss.
Well, it was one of our fire zones that our coach loves to run, so I played it just like how I was supposed to. I was supposed to come underneath the running back, and then I realized the quarterback was about to swing out, so I kind of veered with him, and I was right there to make the play.
Keep playing like you are, brother. You look like a veteran.
Sanders represents a new era for June Jones Mustangs.
Sanders on defense is a guy that's now started to play. He started his first game last week, played extremely well, had a sack, had a tackle for a loss. I know the defensive coaches, when we sit in those meetings, they talk about Stephon and how mature he is.
We knew early in camp that he was going to be a big-time linebacker for us, and the thing that you like about Stephon is he doesn't know he's real good yet.
Winning at SMU means a lot of things to these players and coaches. Another milestone for a program with big plans and goals. Another step towards a bowl game and conference championship. And one you may not know about, omelets. You can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs. And unless the ponies win, you can't make an omelet at all.
Well, yeah, you miss those omelets, so you go for breakfast, you kind of, I like a little omelet, and when they're not there, then you're back to scrambled eggs, and scrambled eggs aren't good.
Every time we win, we get special station ladies come in from the cafeteria, fix special omelets for me. We have whatever we want in it, so it just symbolized that we did our job and came out with the victory.
I love the omelets, of course. It's always great when we win. It's a great motivational tool.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to have the iron skillet and cooking up some omelets, but yeah, it's good to have. It definitely makes the day a little bit better.
Other than the breakfast menu, the ponies are all business this week at practice. All concentration and focus are on Saturday's battle against the Navy midshipmen. A crucial battle for both teams. Navy is 3-6 and are looking to win out the season to get to a bowl. Meanwhile, SMU at 6-3 is looking to win out for a shot at the conference championship.
I was going to throw the 50 and see if they can get you another TD pass, but
Great job.
I didn't want you to have too many.
The challenge for SMU is the Navy triple option offense, something they only see once a year.
Navy presents a big challenge for you because they're triple option offense, and they just create a lot of different things that you don't see throughout the season. And defensively, basically what you're doing is you're practicing against an offense that you're going to see once a year, and it's really a wasted week for us because we go from triple option right back into the spread where they're going to throw it 60 times, and Navy may throw it 10 times a game, and that's a lot of throws for them.
Cut blocks are always part of a triple option attack, and the defense dons a new piece of gear during practice to prepare.
We got to protect ourselves. They cut a whole lot, so we got to just make sure to protect ourselves, stay healthy. The knee braces, they're always going for your knees, so they should help a lot.
They're going to cut you on every play, and you've got to be able to play the cut block, and it's a lot different. Passing teams aren't going to cut you where this team's going to cut you, and it's a psychological thing more than anything.
As we've worked through this week preparing for what we're going to see, each guy has to understand in every defensive call that we have that they have a specific responsibility they have to fulfill, and every guy on the defense has to do it. If one guy breaks down, it could be 6.
The offense hopes to keep the ball as much as possible to take the pressure off the defense.
Preparing for Navy is definitely difficult because the game speed is a lot faster than we try and simulate here in practice. So it will take a while to try and pick it up during the game, but we need to just start off fast and set the tempo and not let them set the tempo.
Every time we get the ball, we got to treat it like it's 2-minute offense, and we just got to take care of the ball, get out of bounds when we can, and what I'm saying, make it a long game so they can't have the ball as much.
The biggest thing I've learned is that Navy is never going to quit. Whether they're up by 100 or down by 100, they're going to keep fighting to the end. And, that's the one thing we really need to, be able to adjust to, keep going as well. Whether we're up or down, we also have to keep fighting and, know that this is going to be a full-length game.
Playing against Navy and other military academies always poses a special challenge for the players and coaches.
Navy's going to present problems for anybody that plays them on any side of the football because the thing you got to understand about all of the service academies, those kids have a way about them. It's part of their profile. It's part of their nature. Discipline. You have a job to do. You do your job at all times. We were talking in the meeting yesterday about how they play our bubble screen, and as the nickel feels the block, he's got to get outside that block. Well, you tell another athlete that's what you got to do, and they'll do it. But you tell a Navy kid, you tell a service academy kid, that's what your job is, they do it because it's a mission to them.
They're just highly disciplined. They do everything right. They're going to compete no matter what the score is. They'll wear you down. So it's a hard week to prepare for.
It's considered one of the thankless and most important positions in the defense, the defensive line.
Well, the first quality that you have to have is physical and mental toughness. And then really from there, what we look for are guys that have size and speed and strength and the physical qualities that it takes to defeat another person in a physical battle.
It's not your choir boy type position. It's one of those where you're going to get hit by a 300 or 330-pound guy every play, and you've got to have a mentality that you're gonna whip that guy, and that's what it takes in the defensive line.
In Coach Tom Mason's 3-4 defense, the defensive line clogs up the opposing team's offensive line, which frees up the linebackers to come in and make the tackle.
You have to be pretty evil to play down there. Yeah, I was joking. It's real tough in the trenches. That's where it starts, is right there on the ball. So, you have to have a tough mentality. You have to be able to get down and dirty and, not worried about getting all the fame and glory, but, you're really a team player when you're down there.
And though they sometimes don't get the credit, the D-line is the heart of the defense.
Without D-line, I wouldn't have none of the accolades I have now. Like, I owe everything I have thus far to them. They draw double teams. They free me up for a single block with one-on-one on the tackle or with the back. They let me basically run free with them drawing double teams on the inside. it basically opened up everything for all the linebackers, even the safeties. So without them, our defense would pretty much be nothing.
Size, strength, and speed are the primary attributes of a good D-line player, and SMU has a squad packed with all three. Nose tackle is called by some the most demanding position in football. 6'1", 295-pound starting junior Torlin Pittman has risen to that challenge time and time again this season.
When I came here, we ran 4-3, and I played 3 technique, and then the next year here we went to 3-4, and I played a little bit of end and just put me at nose, and just got to learn to deal with it, I guess.
Pittman has 30 tackles total this year, including 4.5 for a loss.
I guess one I remember Southern Miss made a tackle for a loss in the backfield. That was always sticking in my head, I guess. Just I beat the guy in front of me and I was able to make a play. I felt pretty good.
On his left is senior defensive end, 6'3", 287-pound Marquise Frazier. Marquise has started every game, has 3.5 sacks and 39 tackles this season, including a huge fumble recovery against Tulane last week. And the biggest, baddest end on the block is 6'6", 287-pound senior Taylor Thompson, who has brutalized opposing offenses over his time at SMU. This year, Taylor has totaled 7 sacks.
Griffin facing a pass rush from SMU, and they are able to pick up the blitz. Now he's going to be hit. He fumbles the football. It was Thompson who knocked it out, and it's Frazier who has the ball at the 45-yard line of SMU.
7 tackles for a loss and 35 tackles.
Everyone has a responsibility on the defense, so everyone has to do their own thing, and then it enables the defense to click.
Taylor's post-SMU future in football is very bright, according to his coaches.
In my book, I think he's a 2nd or 3rd round draft choice. Now, whether that all pans out, who knows how they're going to draft him, but they're going to put up some physical numbers that the scouts are going to like. I'm really excited for him.
But the numbers don't tell the whole story.
He's a very intelligent football player. He's got a lot of football smarts, as we call it, because he does things at times in a game that you really can't coach. I mean, it's a guy just has to have a feel of when he sees a blocking scheme, when he sees a back in a certain position, he can read splits and stances, and he kind of has a feel for the plays that are coming.
Having those stout guys down there, Marcus Hunt, Taylor Thompson, Torlin Pittman, and Marquise, they do a great job down there in terms of getting off blocks, holding guys up, and, allowing everybody else to play fast.
With Tom Mason's defense hitting on all cylinders, the 6-3 Mustangs are breeding more high-contact bruisers for the future.
We've got some young kids. Bo Barnes is coming on. Sersniak has really come on for us the last 2 years. Of course, Pittman is as good as there is in the conference at nose, and Aaron Davis comes in real well for us as a spot player and takes a lot of reps for us. Darian Wright, the young freshman nose tackle. So we've got the depth now, and the kids understand the system, and it's a dirty job being a D lineman. You get hit in the mouth every play, and that's just the way it is. And I like where we're at. I think we've got a couple NFL prospects there that will be seniors this year, and we've got depth with kids coming up through the program.
Let's go, Mustangs! Let's go!
It's always special when the SMU Mustangs take the field at Ford Stadium. But today's game takes on a special air of importance. It's Veterans Day weekend, and SMU is battling the Navy midshipmen.
Win on 3! 1, 2, 3! Win!
This is a team with whom the Mustangs have many strong ties. Coach Jones and Navy coach Ken Niamatalolo have known each other for 2 decades, starting in Hawaii when Coach Jones was an offensive coordinator and Coach Niamatalolo was a freshman player. The memory of late coach Frank Gans impacts each team member and coach on both sides of the ball and greatly inspires the way each lives, practices, and plays. Today, the teams are playing for the Frank Gans Trophy.
I would sit in his office and learn a lot of life lessons, just about how to go about life, how to be successful in life. And, you know, when he passed, it was like a part of me that passed away.
Coach Gans was primarily a special teams coach, who some considered the best to ever coach that position. Known for his turns of phrase and quoting everyone from Patton to Aristotle, he was in his second year at SMU when he suddenly passed away due to complications from knee surgery. Coach Gans was a graduate of the Naval Academy, where he played and later coached.
I think it means for every one of us who had the unbelievable privilege to have experienced moments with Frank. It means an awful lot. It is personal to all of us. Certainly to Frank Jr., but to all of us who shared in Frank's enthusiasm for life, his love for these players, his love for this game. We've all been touched in ways that we can never describe.
He's with us here every day. He'll be with us here against Houston next week. He'll be with us here against Rice. You know, we all speak language. He's had a positive influence on everybody. You can walk around the locker room and see all his sayings and all the things on the wall. So he's with us every day. I think it's glad. I think it's important. You know, it's cool to have, you know, a trophy to win the game, but let's win the game.
The game holds enormous importance to both teams, with Navy forced to win out this season to appear in a bowl game, and SMU still in the hunt for a conference championship at 6-3. Excitement is filling the air, adding to an even greater air of importance. President George Bush enters the field for the coin toss after giving pregame speeches to both teams.
Call it right now so we all hear it. Tails. 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 It is the tail. Maybe you won the toss. You'd like to receive?
With Navy winning the toss, the game is finally on. The SMU Mustangs and the Navy midshipmen have kicked off their battle at Ford Stadium in Dallas. Navy comes out firing on the first drive. The midshipmen's triple option attack immediately puts the defense on its heels by rushing on every single play. In the 10-play drive, Navy rushes 7 different players, including a 17-yard run by quarterback Chris Proctor. Eventually, the Ponies hold the midshipmen, who kick a field goal to put Navy up 3-0. The tone is set. SMU will have to move the ball offensively in order to keep the ball out of the hands of the wily and dangerous Navy offense. But QB J.J. McDermott and the Mustang offense go 3 and out on their first drive. After each team exchanges punts, it's 3rd and 11 on the Navy 30.
It was left. Margus Hunt's right there in pursuit. Proctor rolling all the way to the sideline. He's going to throw it downfield. Kennebacker picks it off at the 39. He steals it from the receiver. He runs trying to circle around and actually is tackled back at the 46.
Crawford's interception is a huge swing for the Mustangs, who must win the battle of the turnovers in order to control the game. Now the offense must capitalize. Just one play later from the Navy 46.
McDermott looking for it all, going down the middle of the field, and it's intercepted. He overthrows badly Darius Johnson, and it's picked off.
The interception is J.J. McDermott's 13th of the season and squelches the momentum shift. The next drive, Navy stays on the ground again for 8 straight plays. This time, the defense is unable to hold.
He pitches the slot back, and he has a touchdown, runs in to the left side from just less than a yard out.
It's just what Coach Jones and the team wanted to avoid, giving an early lead to Navy. Hoping to quickly respond, the Mustangs embark on a 14-play drive that brings them to the Navy 6-yard line. A score would put momentum back with the Mustangs. Coach Jones sends 2 defensive standouts onto the field for the first time this year and calls one's number.
And the 2 defensive ends. McDermott's got to look for Taylor Thompson, and it's intercepted in the end zone.
Navy is stopped on the ensuing drive, and SMU orchestrates another long drive made possible by a 21-yard pass play to Darius Johnson.
Huddle them up, let's go, angle the ball.
The drive ends with only a field goal, and that's the way the first half ends.
We got 2 more quarters. We knew it was going to be a war. Take the football away on defense a couple times. Put pressure on them, they will gas it. Put pressure on them, they will gas it.
SMU is back on the field, determined to start strong. They get the ball first, and thanks to a long pass to Derek Thompson and a 14-yard gain from Zach Line, the Ponies find themselves at the Navy 8-yard line.
And McDermott looks to his left, and he's going to find it in a seam. Cole Beasley, touchdown SMU. After a couple of bad throws for his interceptions today, including the one down in the end zone earlier, that was a strike.
The score ties the game and gives the Mustang fans new life.
Oh, you held the ball just a second. You got it way in the back. You squeezed it in.
He's doing like, hey, right where he needs to go.
Navy's option rush attack continues full force. This time it's a 13-play drive, all on the ground. It ends with a 1-yard rushing touchdown to John Howell.
They toss left inside to the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown, John Howell.
SMU fails to score on the next drive, and the midshipmen do it again. A 7-play drive made up exclusively of runs that ends in a touchdown. Score Navy 24, SMU 10.
When we ran the X corner out of Twin, they took it big time, yeah. Yeah. So we need to go do that too, switch corner. Out of 2x2 when you go no huddle. Yeah.
The Mustangs are able to mount a drive in the fourth quarter, with Cole Beasley taking to the ground for his first rushing touchdown of the year.
Back to the left of Cole Beasley. And they're going to run a left run for Cole Beasley. Touchdown SMU. The Wildcat pays off, and the Ponies pull it down to a 1-score game.
The final score, Navy 24, SMU 17. Navy attempted only 2 pass plays this afternoon, both unsuccessful. They walk off the field with 335 yards rushing, a victory, and even more, the Gans Trophy.
It was a very emotional game. We obviously wanted to win this game, especially with the seniors, Coach Gans and everybody. So, all we have to do is keep our heads, held high. We have 2 more games left, and we have to take care of business. We have to respond. That's one thing we really preach around here is responding. So, just to get back to work and get ready to beat Houston.
It's a tough loss for all of us. We wanted to win this game for personal reasons and just to get another win, but we'll come back.
We hung in there. We had a chance at the end to stop them, and we didn't come up with the stop on defense. So, had our chances, it didn't happen. So,
the loss was devastating to the Mustangs, who desperately wanted the trophy. Still, Coach Gans's spirit and lessons he brought to each of these players will live on with them wherever they go through life, through victory and defeat. And the Mustangs are quick to apply one of his lessons.
You got to one snap and clear. We always use those words to usually refer to the game, but after a loss, you got to forget about it and move on to the next one. So that's what we're going to do, and now it's time to focus on Houston. It's a conference matchup, real big game, and we want to show the world that we can play with them. So we got to focus up this week.